Welcome back, adventurers. Hey, today I'm going to do kind of a different video. I'm going to be using some of this Redwing Mink Oil paste, and I got to treat some Bushcraft knife sheaths, some boots, and I'm going to show you how I do that. So, I'm a big backer of Redwing products. I've got 3 pairs of boots of theirs, and man, I'm just a big supporter of them. I use them for teaching. I got 1 set, and they're so comfortable. When I wear them in the classroom, you think, you know, wearing big heavy boots. But these guys and these guys are worn out pretty much. They've seen a lot of wear and tear. But then I've got some new ones to replace them, and I've worn them a few times, but they're just not, I mean, they're comfortable, but they're just not my old ones. So I guess we get used to what we get used to. Okay, so here's the paste. Looks like that. Sometimes I use like a glove, sometimes I use just my fingers, but I'm going to use a little piece of cloth here. It's kind of like gauze. And the first knife sheath I'm going to clean is this one. This is from a Pathfinder crew, and this is a Kepart blade, and I've already treated the handles with linseed oil, and then the blade's been treated. So I'm going to treat this sheath right here. The other knife is this from El Salvador. It's one of these Condor minis, and this knife is phenomenal, and I've treated it as well. But let's go ahead and get some of that mink oil on there. So I just kind of get a dab like this. There we go. I'm kind of sitting off to the side here, so you're probably wondering, hey, what's up with that angle? All right. And then what I'll use is, oops, let me get back over here. When I'm done, I use like a microfiber cloth to get the excess off. But I go through and I make sure I hit these seams. I think it takes about 5 minutes for it to set. And it can change the color of the leather once you get it on there. All right, so this guy's done. Let's get to the next one. Runner right through there. Check that out. Perfect. All right, so we got both of those done. Okay, so now we're gonna work on the boots. I'm gonna get another piece of this kind of gauze. And then I'm gonna adjust the camera just a little bit. There we go. I'm on this floor mat here. Let me turn this, see if I can get this turned a bit. There we go. If I can get her to cooperate. Yep. Okay, so this first boot is going to be one of my old pairs from my old pair. And there she is. And so the key with this is to get it down into the seams there. And sometimes I'll have to run through those seams and get it with like a Q-tip. Oops, I need some more of this. There we go. Like I was saying, that I let it sit for about 5 minutes, and then I'll come back over with like a microfiber cloth and work it some more, get the excess off. And it doesn't take much. And this is good stuff. The key thing is to get those seams, like I was saying before. Very important to get those seams. Okay. So I've never done this before on camera, so it's kind of trial and error. If you're new to the channel, hey, thanks for stopping by. Usually I do fishing videos, but once in a while I do some other stuff, points of interest, wildlife things, or just something like this, which is just stuff. And so I'm here at the worldwide headquarters of Casual Observations, and like I always say, there are no scientific observations, just scientific ones. I'm kidding. There are no scientific observations, just casual ones. Oh, man. All right. So, like I was saying, I've never done this before on camera, so it's kind of interesting to do it. I've got the floor mat down here, which is a compilation of soccer scarves from Sevilla FC when I lived in Spain for a couple years. And I'm just getting these boots nice and clean here. Or nice and treated, I should say. That's the thing. I'm always so locked in on cleaning these that I'm never really talking to anyone. So when I'm talking, I get distracted and I get these out of the camera view. Sorry about that. Now, do I do these professionally and 100% like it should be done? Heck no. And I'm sure there's lots of different ways to do it and better ways to do it. But this is just what works for me. And it's worked for over the years, you know. Man, I want to say I've had these boots since the early 2000s. These guys. And they're just, if you've never worn a pair of Redwings, if you've ever owned one, you gotta do it. And like I was saying before, you know, I teach school, and make sure you get right around in here. And these things are just absolutely comfortable. You wouldn't think of it, a boot being comfortable to stand in all day to teach school in, but man, they haven't let me down a bit. And so I've got this secondary pair that I've been breaking in, and sometimes I wear them, sometimes I don't. You know how it is. It's just like you go back to your favorite things. So I keep going back to the originals. And I'm telling you guys, I've worn these things in snow. Because when I taught in Amarillo, I'm over in the Dallas area now, but when I taught in Amarillo, good grief, we get some snowstorms. And people are like, snow in Texas? Oh, yeah. And I'm not even kidding. We had a 26-inch snow one time that locked the whole city down. There's pictures of it on Google. Google the Amarillo 2013 blizzard. Had to shut the interstates down. There's two interstates that run through there, I-40 and I-27. Ooh, there's a little bit of cracking there. But we also, I mean, the earliest snowfall we've had has been October 9th. And the latest we had was in May. See, the thing is, we're at a high elevation there. It's a big flat plain. You know, it's the high plains. Not like the high plains is in the Dakotas, but for the panhandle of Texas, you know, it's the high plains. And so these storms come out of New Mexico and Colorado, and they get into the panhandle and they just dump all that moisture. And so there's been times where I wasn't going to drive to school in that. And I live, like 5 blocks from the school. I have to cross one big street. So I just packed my gear up and just walked. And those boots handled the snow beautifully. I got a pair of hunting boots too that I can wear in there. The weather gets real bad too, that are nice. But I gotta tell you this, guys, there was one time we had the snowstorm, and I get over to the school. I walked over there, and you know, it was getting close to, it was probably like 6:45 in the morning, close to 7, and you never knew. Sometimes we would close school for 5 inches. Sometimes we'd close school for 3 inches. Sometimes we wouldn't. You know, it all depended on how the actual roads were. Well, this time, it was probably like a 9-inch snow. And throughout the morning, totaled at about 9 inches at about noon. But about 6:45, 7 in the morning, it was like 4 inches. So I get to the school thinking, we're going to have school. It's not going to be a big deal. Well, I get there, and I see our building custodian out there with the snowblower cleaning off the front walk. And I walk up, and he looks at me like I'm crazy. And I say, good morning, you know, and all that good stuff. And he says, dude, did you check your phone? They canceled school about 10 minutes ago. And I was like, what? So I pulled out my phone, which I buried in my coat pocket. And sure enough, I was about 20 feet down the block from my house when the text came that they were canceling school. And I was like, well, I'm here. I said, I can help you if you need some help cleaning anything. And, you know, they kind of worry because of liability. They don't want a school teacher to fall and get hurt and all that good stuff in the snow and ice. But, you know, no harm, no foul. So I just picked up a shovel and I did a couple of the sidewalks there and cleaned some of it and helped them out. And, you know, if you're going to do a good deed and you get hurt, you know, you can't just throw it back in their face. I know some of these morons would do that, but not me. Anyway, so those boots made it through just fine. Okay, let me get this other one. That one's done. Like I said, guys, I apologize if I'm not keeping this in the camera, in the view, and you're like, what in the heck is going on there? I'm trying, but I'm trying to do this too. I'm trying to do this without using a Q-tip to get down in those creases. Okay, now there's too much. I'm gonna have to really thin that out. And like I was saying, I let it sit for about 5 minutes, and then I get a microfiber rag and kind of wipe it off and get the excess off. Hey, but there's times where I didn't care if it was caked on there. Probably not the best idea, but you know, as you get in a hurry, you're like, man, I'm not going to do that. I just got to get these clean or treated. This stuff smells good too. I wish you could smell it. You think mink oil? Well, my dad and his brother, my Uncle Ron, they worked on a mink farm up in Iowa when they weren't taking care of the chores and stuff on our farm. And mink was big business for a lot of years. I'm not sure if it still is. Old Everett, I think, was what my dad said the farmer's name was. One time my dad had this big buck of mink got out and was running through some of the tall grass on the farm and got a hold of a cat. And that's how they knew where it was. And the cat was squealing and hissing. And my dad was in high school at the time. Ran out there, started tromping through the grass, and he found the mink with the cat, had it by the cat by the throat. And he got the cat out of there and threw the cat back in the grass. The cat ran away. And then my dad had these big, heavy gloves to handle the mink because, you know, they weren't tame or anything. They'd bite the heck out of you. And so he got that mink back in where it was supposed to be. All right. So there's those. Let me see. Let me get this. I'm going to use just a little bit, guys. This is my wallet. I know you think, why in the heck would you treat a wallet? This is a nice fossil Christmas present from a couple years ago. And he gets some wear and tear. All right. Sorry about that. Wondering what the heck is going on here. Let me get this. So you don't see my driver's license. How much cash I've got in there. Oh, heck, I do have some cash. What kind of credit cards I've got. All right, now for that, for on the wallet, it's just a basic. I didn't even put much on here. Just enough. All right, yeah, guys. The other thing is, sorry if I'm huffing and puffing, but as I've said in my fishing videos, I survived a nasty lung infection in 2017. So sometimes that comes with it, the huffing and puffing. All right, take a look at these beauties. These are waterproof, and I use these for trout fishing. I use these quite a bit for fishing here and there. And I've worn these to school a couple times. Same thing with snow. Traipse through them. And these, I gotta probably do these off camera. It's a little bit more tedious. Even though it's waterproof, I still want to get them sealed. And then here are my all-weather hunting ones. These aren't Redwings. These are these Farmer Ranch Comfort Cores. But these are great. I've had to wear these. Usually wear these when I scrape the driveway in Amarillo when we had those big storms. Put those on, and when I got to do the sidewalk and driveway. Okay, guys, so we did the sheaths. Look how good these look. And the knives I treated with the wood. I got some linseed oil. And then the blade, there's just like a blade oil. And so I take care of those. But that's pretty much it. And then, like I was saying, I'll wipe them off here just to get the excess off. And take care of them. All right. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me. I know this isn't a lot of action or adventure in here, but, you know, sometimes I throw some of these out there for my family members, and they, you know, they kind of like seeing stuff like this. So I just wanted to get one out here as what I do to treat the leather, because I've got tons. I even got a pair of cowboy boots, a couple pairs of cowboy boots that I'll do this to. So it takes a little while, and I do recommend the Mink Oil from Redwing, and they know what they're doing, and, you know, no complaints. All right, guys, until next time, I'll see you then. Hey, have a good one, and have a Merry Christmas. I know that's coming up here in a few days, and thanks for supporting the channel. If you're new to the channel, thanks for hanging out with me today, and for everyone else, thanks for your support. Hey, I was so happy I did that 100 sub giveaway, got that shipped off to Kenneth, and you know, he's gonna get all that great loot. So I'll do another one probably at 1,000 subs if I get there. Hopefully I get there with you guys' help. Share this video, spread these videos, all of them, and keep coming back. And hey, it's fun. Like I've said many times, you know, I work in education, and so I do this for fun. And you know, there's nothing here scientific. It's all casual. And, you know, just a, you know, regular person type stuff. And I just have so much fun doing it. All right, guys, until next time, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.